Alrighty, so now that we have it set up to where our zombies go through, they claim their slot, they move to them, and once killed, this guy has now reclaimed that slot and freed up his. We need to do the logic that is going to actually move that guy to the new slot. So to begin, I'm going to start, so I don't have to keep waiting so long for them to make their way there. I'm just going to move them closer. Okay, so let's go ahead and discuss I guess the way we're going to do it. So to begin, we do need to restructure this a bit. So for example, instead of finding and then going to a barricade, I want to replace it with a simple find barricade slot. And in that, we are only going to find a barricade slot. So find position in barricade, which I actually want to rename to find barricade slot. So that way it, more or less matches. Now, once we've found a slot, we then want to go ahead and move to that slot. So in our case, we are basically going, we're listening for that event to be received. So let me just walk you through how it's currently. So we find a barricade slot, and once that completes, which it won't because we are never finishing the task unless it fails, we're doing nothing. We're sitting here. So this chill state is never being hit. And likewise, I don't want to have any sort of transition in this chill state. I just want to, basically as it says, run forever. So in our find barricade, we can actually delete our transition there as well. And the only place we want to have a transition is the root. So what I want to have happen is in the root, I want a transition on event with the tag being our state tree event new barricade position. Then for the payload, I want it to be a vector because we need the location of where we need to move. So that takes care of that. Now, once this has been received, how do we, I guess you could say, make our way to a new position? So here's where we modify our test state. So instead, this is going to be go to barricade slot. And we're going to add a move to node. And we need a destination, which we currently do not have. So to get said destination, we can go ahead and make it a enter condition to require an event in order to enter this state. So basically, this root is going to be listening for this event. Once this event has been received, it will fire off the go to barricade slot because we have a new basically slot for it. So we're going to go in this find barricade slot, send an event in this task, which will then fire off and make its way down to go to barricade slot. So we're going to find it and go to it. Then in our code, whenever there is a freed up slot, we are going to basically get that new slot and send it as an event. So here in our move to, we need to go ahead and we have a required event. We're going to do the same tag of new barricade position with the payload again being a vector. And you can see that's X, Y, and Z. It's not just a straight up vector, which is unfortunately annoying because that means we have to break our destination and do the X, Y, and Z manually like so. So that's something we may address in the future. Not sure yet. So once we have that, we need a way to move to that slot. Because right now we are just finding and claiming the slots like that, but we're not moving to them. So here in our find barricade slot, what we can do is go ahead and send a we want to send a state tree event. You can break the event, give it that same tag, and then for the payload, we need to make a instanced struct, giving it the type of our slot, which is our location, and just plug that into the payload. So now, when it finds a slot, when it finds a slot, it will send a gameplay event, which the root is listening for. Once the root receives that event, it will transition to the go to barricade slot down here, in which case the go to barricade slot will move to the given slot that was passed through, which is right here in this entered event. So now we press play. They move to their slots just like before, except now they are claiming all of them, because once they complete their move, they immediately go back to the root and repeat the process. So once this move to barricade slot has been completed, we want to go back to the chill state. So now they move to their slot and just more or less chill out there. And if I shoot that guy, we can see the slots are still being freed up like they're supposed to. So what we need to do is mimic this in C++ with our send straight to event here. So basically, we just have to pass in a payload. And in our case, that payload is going to be a instance struct containing the freed up positions key, which is the location. So f instance struct, we want to make a new instance struct, and we're going to do it from the, what was that, the world, get slot world location. And for the slot, we're going to pass in the freed up position dot key. And that's basically, or sorry, it's a pointer. And that's basically just going to convert our local freed up position to a world space freed up position. And that's, well, that. And then it's just, sending the exact same event that we were sending right here. So at the same point, this should fire off again, which would make its way to go to barricade slot, which makes its way back to chill. So I'll give this a quick rundown once this is done, but hopefully this should work. So I kill that guy, he moves to the slot, and then nothing to happen here because the rest of the slots are attack slots. So let's give this a try with a few more. So that claims most of them. Go ahead and kill this guy on the far left. Moves to it. Far right. Moves to it. That one again. That one again. That one again. And we are good. So I am kind of curious. I kill this guy in the back. So the guy in the back will move over, but none of the ones from the front will. So we have 3, 4, 5. So what I'm wondering is if a one that is not an attack slot is killed, so we have this guy in a non-attack slot. If I kill this guy, I'm thinking this guy will move here, which he does. Let's try it the other way around. So same people, if I kill this guy should move there, which he also does. So that's something we need to resolve because we don't care about those positions. But basically, what we're checking is on zombie death, to figure out which position they're in. And in our case, we don't care if it's not an attack position, basically. So if that position was found and the zombie position dot value dot be as attack position, then we want to set that as a freed up position. So only if a attack position has been free, then do we want to actually, move an AI. That's pretty much the logic. So now when I kill this guy in the back, nothing happens, but when I kill one up front, we get a crash, exactly as intended, clearly. It's a feature. So 104, which is the state tree component. I actually had that issue before, and I couldn't quite figure out why. But it has to do with a dead controller, as far as I can tell. So we need to figure out exactly what's causing that. But actually, weirdly enough, in this case, the freed up position... Nope, actually, yeah, that is right, because it would be true. So I'm thinking for the freed up position, now we're setting the zombie. Not exactly sure what causes it. It's kind of hit or miss, but hopefully I'll be able to figure out at some point. But anyhow, let's go ahead and give it another try. Kill this guy. He takes over the spot. Let's add two more just to confirm. So if I kill this one in the back, nothing happens, but when I kill one up front, okay. So there's a consistency with that. So that is something that needs to be figured out. So we are setting it to a null pointer. Okay, I at least think I know what's going on. It's because the basically zombie is still set. It's not actually being reset. So what needs to actually be checked is two if statements. So if the zombie equals, the zombie that has died in that slot, we need to make sure we reset it. However, we don't want to set up the freed up position unless it is an attack position. So only if it's an attack position do we want to, well, make it a freed up position. Okay, let's give this another try. So we need to duplicate two more. So we have one, doesn't go to a new position. That one does. And if I kill this one, he will take his spot in the middle. And then no one else cares because they are no more to basically take over. So we have our barricade positioning, I would say pretty much, at least almost complete in that aspect. They're not exactly, going precisely where I want, but for the time being anyways, the logic is at least there. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here and we can continue on in the next one. So I'll see you then. If you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description below, where you can also get early access to this entire series.